I said the third one was the best because we added an extra section in the middle to make that house wider.
Oh, I see. That's a good idea.
I think that the third one was the best because we had a stronger base.
Okay, and what about the worst one? Which one did you say?
The worst one was the first one. We didn't have much base.
Yeah,
We had less sticks.
less sticks. Well, you had 30 sticks each time, but I think
But we
you used them better in the third one, I'd say.
Yeah.
So, any other ways? Let's talk about some more questions. What ways do you change the structure? Maybe how is the second one different from the first one? Do you remember?
Second one, we went taller. That was 3 stories, right?
It was more just like a I feel
Yeah,
like
a triangle.
Yeah, it had a triangle top. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a row house.
That's probably why it stayed for during most of the shaking is because the wide base, you'd say?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we talked about our sentence frames and fill those out and we looked at our data, I'm going to show you a video that's going to explain more about earthquakes. It's a really good video and very entertaining. So here this is. I'd like you to write 3 to 5 things that you either knew or you thought were interesting.
Are you? No, go ahead. Okay. Just. There we go again. This is nothing but an earthquake. A small one indeed. Let me tell you about earthquakes today. Zoom in. The surface of the earth is like a jigsaw puzzle. Yes, it's not a single piece of land, but approximately 20 pieces of a puzzle that constantly move. But you don't feel it because they move quite slowly. Each one of those puzzle pieces are called tectonic plates. So, whenever those plates hit past another plate, an earthquake is caused. The surface where these plates slip is called the fault or the fault plane. So, when do you think it happens? Well, it happens all the time. Hey, don't be scared. Most of the times, we don't feel the quakes as they are too small to reach us. Sometimes they are so strong that they can be felt over 1,000 miles away. The place where the earthquake originates is called the hypocenter, and the place where it occurs on the Earth's surface is called the epicenter. There are 3 types of earthquakes. Convergent boundary. Here, one plate is forced over another during an earthquake, which causes a thrust fault. Many hills and mountains have been formed due to the convergent boundary. Divergent boundary. Here, plates are drifted apart from each other, forming a rift zone. This kind gives birth to new ocean flows. Transform fault. Here the plates slip by each other, and this is also called strike slip. So, earthquakes are nothing but the shaking, rolling, sudden shock of the Earth's surface. Now you know that whenever the Earth is stressed or angry, it shakes and grumbles. Don't be scared. I was just kidding. Time. The instrument used by scientists to measure the intensity of earthquake is known as a seismograph. Tsunami is caused when earthquakes occur underwater. Whoa! Yikes! I need to rush before I tumble again. So this is me zooming out. Tune in next time for more fun facts.
Alrighty. Now that we watched that video, do you guys, anyone want to share the 3 to 5 items that they thought were interesting or they maybe recognized and knew about already? Or that you might have learned from doing our experiment?
Seismic shift.
Tectonic plates.
Tectonic plates, did you know about them, or is that new, some new information?
I didn't know about them.
You didn't? Well, tectonic plates are very cool. I originally thought that it was just one big plate that we were living on, but tectonic plates, we actually have one very close to us, and when it shifts, it makes, as you saw, divots in the ground, like a divergent plate. When it moves farther apart, it leaves room where you saw oceans, right, will lead through. Any other, does anyone have you guys heard of tectonic plates, or you just didn't know what they were?
Heard of it.
Didn't know what it was.
You didn't know what it was and you've heard of it? Do you have a better idea now of how they work? And
It's like a puzzle piece.
yeah, it is. That is a good example. That's a good analogy.
Mhm.
Any other things you guys wrote down? We have a few more minutes left. Get a few more.
I think that the seismograph.
How they measure earthquakes.
Mhm.
Yeah, when an earthquake starts to go, the seismograph will shake up and down, and the bigger the earthquake, the bigger the movement on the seismograph.
Can they predict that before it happens?
They can. What they can do is they can't predict it before it happens, but when it happens, they can predict like the aftershocks.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. With our last few minutes left, we'll talk about little engineering concepts. So looking at skyscrapers in the diagram I have for you guys, you can see this breaks down a few of the engineering concepts that are used when building skyscrapers. So looking at the base, the bottom, the foundation, kind of like what you guys did with the sticks and the jello, it is sunk into the bedrock so that it gives it a good foundation and base when the shaking starts. Also, there's rubber shock absorbers to absorb the Earth's movement. I kind of noticed you guys do this with the marshmallows, right? You put them at the, when I did it, I just put the sticks in, but I noticed you guys put the sticks in with the marshmallows, and I think that helped absorb the shock and the movement of the simulation. Also up here, the outer panels are flexible, that are attached to the steel structure, and then the steel frames that can sway during Earth's movement. So here are some, if you guys want to look at it, here's some examples of how the engineering process is considered when building skyscrapers. Any questions? So, because we're about out of time. No, all set? We don't have any questions. Alrighty, guys.
Thank you, Mrs.